The award-winning Beyond Vaudeville program with your host Frank Hope and your co-host David Green. Superstar Sammy Petrillo and Suzy. Sci-fi expert Ronald Held. Sci-fi expert John Link. Bowling alley mechanic Bill Newman. Sci-fi expert Leslie Holcomb. Wood sculptor Mr. Blakeman. Joey the Monkey. And lots more.
Oh, wait, I have to set the timer. All right, it's probably going to end too early now. Okay, now, the newsletter, the Beyond Vaudeville newsletter, or if you just want to send us stuff, please. And, okay, and I want to show some things now before we get started. I want to show the Fred Savage Totally Awesome book. It's the whole, all the secrets about Fred Savage. And one of the questions he's usually asked is, what kind of girl do you like? At only 14 years old, Fred hasn't had too much experience with dating, but that doesn't stop him from talking about his dream girl. And he says, I like someone I can talk to. I like girls who are nice and pretty, not too wild, but not too shy either. So you see, you learned something about Fred Savage there. Also, I want to show the Nelson bubble gum. Gunnar Nelson and Matthew Nelson. You get all the sticks of gum with that. It's very good. And also, I want to show the flosser sent in by one of our fans. Pam Gidden sent this, and I prefer the long string floss, but this has the pick on the end too that you can use, and that's very good. And want to show the Pez dispenser. This is the blue guy, the Smurf guy, and it has strawberry Pez in it. And I like Pez a lot. And one last thing we have to show. Oh, and thank you, John Conroy, for writing in. And I also want to show the Super Mario Brothers cookies, which I think are just very good, very well priced, and very tasty too. I want to introduce our good friend of the program, Mr. Ronald Held. And Ronald, maybe we can, would you like some cookies, Mario Brothers?
Yes, I would, but first I think I should be polite and offer it to Dave. Dave?
Okay.
Would you like to join me in some of these fine cookies?
Dave, you remember Ronald Held.
Dave?
Dave? All right. David, why don't you have some of those?
I don't think he really wants one. Maybe I'll try one. Not bad. I think you ought to try them, Dave.
Okay, all right.
Maybe not.
Okay, then that's...
Tell you what, let me put this down here just in case.
Okay. Now, Ronald, Mr. Held, now, do you eat cookies often? Do you like cookies a lot? Or,
I do eat cookies. I've never had those before, though, Frank.
Now,
never tried them.
Do you try not to stay away from sweets, or do you eat normal? What do you normally eat?
That's hard to say. I guess I have my share of sweets. I could ask Dave. How about you, Dave?
Okay, maybe you better not get involved with him again, Mr.
All
Held.
right. Perhaps you are correct.
Now, is there do you believe in vitamin supplements at all, or do you just eat the food? Just
Vitamin supplements certainly couldn't hurt, I would think.
Okay.
Considering how many of us have a proper diet.
Okay. And any recommended breakfast you recommend for people at all, or just basic toast, or?
Toast is always good. Depends on how much time. Many of us, including you, perhaps have to rush out in the morning and don't have time for a proper breakfast, or perhaps even those type things for breakfast.
Well, sometimes I just have cookies if I'm busy, you know.
This is true.
Well, all right, that's very interesting. And you see, Mr. Held can talk about lots of things besides just science fiction, which, of course, we'll get to eventually, Mr. Held. And but we'd like to bring out our first guest, and I know you were excited about this guest, too, because he's a very well-known star, and we'd like to welcome he and his partner. Please welcome the one and only Mr. Sammy Petrillo and Suzy. Sammy Petrillo and Suzy.
They have no budget. You can't do these.
Okay.
You have to bring when they don't.
Okay.
You have to bring kids with you. They can't.
All right.
Can't afford a babysitter, so you bring the kids. What's the big deal?
Now, Mr. Mr. Petrillo.
Yeah, wait a minute. I got some kids here. You know, I take care of.
Okay.
Good, okay, you all right? Yeah, okay.
I thought it was just going to be you and Susie, no?
No. Tell them why we brought the kids. You can be honest.
Okay.
We don't have a baby. We haven't worked for a while, so we don't have.
Yeah, we can't afford it. That's
Oh,
the
boy.
problem. So we keep doing these free TV shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they don't pay any money.
Oh.
And so we haven't worked for a long time. That's why I'm wearing the tuxedo. This is my last job. The last time I was on here. Oh my God.
Okay. Now,
Fell off a totem pole.
all right. Well,
What the heck?
now maybe you'd like to introduce
The lily fell off your chest.
Oh boy. Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe.
I'd be careful. I would not provoke Dave under any circumstances.
Huh?
Don't provoke the big guy.
Mr.
That's a piece of advice I've learned over time.
What are you, a ventriloquist? What is
Mr.
that?
Held has a lot of experience in
No,
this.
I'm not a ventriloquist. That's
Oh.
all him.
Okay.
I think I'm going to move over a little.
No, it's okay. All right, now, Mr. Petrillo, now
Yeah.
maybe you'd like to introduce your two the children.
I'll let Susie do that. This is Susie Perkovic, by the way, my partner.
Okay,
and,
hi, Susie.
We took time out from living on the subway to come here and do this thing. Go ahead, Sue. You can explain
This
it.
is little Monique. She's a decoration on my bed. And this is her brother, Rocco.
And he fell off a wedding cake.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So, that's why. No, they dress like this because. Go ahead, tell them, Sue. You do the talking. Go ahead.
Why
You're
are they
good at
dressed
that.
this way?
Huh? Because, well, we'll tell the truth. You see, it's his birthday, Monday.
Oh.
And we can't afford to get a television. She and her husband are, well, things are very rough in show business, in case you haven't noticed. And what we're doing is we can't afford a cam camera. One of those, what do they call
The
cam
camera,
recorders?
right, okay.
So we figure we'll bring them on television. This way they get pictures too, for memories for their birthday.
Oh,
We figure might
okay.
as well get something out of this show.
All right.
So-
Right. Now,
Thank you very much. No, not too much. You stir up the dust. It's hard to breathe. It's an old studio.
all right. Well, I hope Rocco's not scared by David. He looks like he doesn't. That's kind of the way everybody looks at David, I think.
Ain't scared by you.
Hey, David.
How long
Say
have you
hi,
been dead?
David.
Okay.
Hi, David.
all right.
You got the same haircut. You
Yeah.
may grow up to be like David.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Cough a bit.
Okay. All
Is it
right.
safe to let them do that, Frank?
This guy's
Well,
serious.
David, maybe you could
Don't you
sit
ever
back,
swallow?
please, so we can
Just
get
swallow.
started.
It'll all go
It's
down.
mighty
It'll feel
dangerous.
good when it goes down.
Okay. Now, Mr. Petrillo, now he and Susie are doing a great comedy bit nowadays on the road, but people might remember Mr. Petrillo from a classic movie, The Boys from Brooklyn, in 1952, and then you did another classic movie, Keyholes Are for Peeping,
Yeah.
in 1972, right?
Yeah, with Doris Wishman. Remember Doris Wishman? She's the one
Yeah,
that
she's
directed.
home making chicken soup right now.
That's right. Yeah, she
Oh,
is. She's an eternal menopause sufferer.
Oh, boy.
So, she, yeah.
But my videotape copy, and I'd like if you could autograph it, please.
Oh, yeah, I'll be glad to.
Maybe, Ronald, if you could pass that down.
You got one of those ink pads I can put my...
Oh boy. Okay, maybe you can
My,
sign that a little bit later. Okay. Now, Mr. Petrillo, you
Yes.
had longer hair in that movie.
Huh?
You had longer hair in that movie.
Yeah, well, that was 1971. I think everybody did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay. Now,
Great answer. Yes.
and now we have a big fan of yours here, and we'd like to
Turn it on. It's
we'd
very
like
hot
to
in this
introduce
place.
him.
I thought
Oh no, I meant to.
Is it all one I had in the attic? Or?
Now, I don't know if he's a fan of the Keyholes Are for Peeping movie, but the earlier one you did. Please welcome Mr. John Link to the program.
The missing link. We've been looking for him. How you doing? The missing link. How are you?
Hey, would
Hi,
you like
John.
to have Sammy Petrillo watch?
Now, Mr. Link, you maybe you could tell the fans, a few who haven't seen the movie, what it's like, what it's all about.
Listening to fans all the time.
the Brooklyn,
You don't have to know we're broke. You got to keep up a front.
Well, the movie was made in '52. Mr. Petrillo did an impression of Jerry Lewis, and his friend Duke Mitchell did an impression of Dean Martin. Bela Lugosi played a mad scientist who turns Duke Mitchell into a gorilla.
Oh boy. And it was a funny movie, right?
Yes, it was.
Mr. Link. Now, did you see the Keyholes movie, or you haven't seen that?
No, I
one?
haven't seen that yet.
Okay, but you
Keep
really
it
like.
that way.
Now you mentioned Jerry Lewis. Now you had some problems with him, Mr. Petrillo, or he had some problems with you because you guys were so similar, right?
Yeah, but he promised me to cut it out, but he's still doing it. I don't understand the guy.
All right.
You got anything else you can sell a guy?
Anything else, Mr. Link?
Yes.
It's the only fan I've got. Yeah, I'm
Oh.
sorry. Yeah.
Sammy,
Yes.
now what was it like to work with Bela Lugosi?
Well, I weighed 400 pounds when they started, and this is how I end up. No, Bela Lugosi was a terrific man. I loved him. He was a very, he was like a grandfather figure to me. I was very close to him. He was a very gentle, creative, brilliant actor, and people didn't know how brilliant he really was. I don't think Hollywood ever caught on to what a genius that man was. And as a matter of fact, Kuntz Hall, may he rest in peace, recently said something very derogatory about my relationship with Lugosi, which I won't go into. But it's whatever he said is not true, and I may sue him. However, Lugosi was a very great, truthfully, Lugosi was a very great actor and a very great man. He was very nice.
Well, that was a good question, Mr. Link, and a very nice answer.
That's the way we rehearsed it, John. No.
Okay. You had okay. Well, we'll get back.
What do you mean we'll get back?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Petrillo.
The guy wants to cut away for. You have no commercials yet, do you?
No. Well,
if you want some, let the guy talk. Go ahead.
What was it like working with Herman Cohen?
Herman Cohen. Nobody's ever asked that, really.
Who cares?
all right.
Right.
Well,
that's the answer. No, Herman Cohen was with Columbia Pictures. He produced that picture with Joan Crawford. What was it called?
Trog.
Huh?
Trog.
Was that
another?
No,
he did one
another.
with. No, wait a minute. Yeah, that was. I think that was Joan Crawford.
Trog.
He did another one with Joan Crawford. I forget the title.
Maybe Mommy Dearest the Trog. No, Herman Cohen was our associate producer, also a terrific guy. He was a very nice man. And I wasn't that close to him, but he was
Gee,
very,
when you're
very
done
nice.
with that flossing, I'd like to try that.
I had extras if you'd want one, Susie.
yeah,
all right.
really?
Well, maybe we can move on a little bit now.
Maybe we go buy something at the supermarket. What is this, a house?
Okay. Now, we do have lots of guests, so we'll get back. But we want to bring out our next guest, who we're very happy to have.
And she's trying to sell him the Sammy Petrillo card case.
Okay.
You don't mind, we make a few bucks while we're...
All right. Well, you can keep doing. Our next guest we'd like to introduce is from the book New York. It's a very entertaining book about all the people in New York, and we'd like to welcome Mr. Bill Newman to the program. How do you do, Mr. Newman?
How do you do?
Just clip that mic on there. Now, I didn't explain what you did in this book, but there's a photo of Mr. Newman as a bowling alley mechanic. And actually, Mr. Newman was years ago. You actually did pin setting, right, in the bowling alleys?
No. I started with the automatic pin setters years ago, back in 1961.
Okay. And now, but you worked in all sorts of bowling alleys in Queens,
Right.
and some of them aren't around anymore, right?
No. I worked in one place that had 68 lanes, Imperial Lanes. That opened up in 1961 and closed about 1964. It was 68 lanes in a straight row. It was one of the biggest bowling alleys in Queens. Then from there, I went to a 52-alley house, then to a 48-lane house. And right now I'm working at 34th Avenue in Queens, 69th Street, 34th Avenue. And that has 35 lanes.
Okay, now, this is an important part of New York history. You were at the Roosevelt Bowlerama, which isn't around anymore.
No, that was out in Roosevelt Field. No, that's not around either.
Okay, but people still like to bowl, though, right?
Yeah, we do have a continuously of people bowling, but it's not as great as it used to be.
Okay, now, do they keep you real busy working on these bowling the machines? Do they break down a lot? Or?
Well, some nights it's like you could be on the front lines of a war. You'll be running 20, 30 times. You got to run back and forth, setting up pins. Getting a ball return, or you get a breakdown. And some nights you just sit around, you might do one or two things.
Okay, that must be on the league nights, right, when it's very busy?
Very busy, right? Monday to Friday, it's all leagues. And if you do get a breakdown, you got to hustle.
Okay, and but now, so you never actually moved, like some people used to set pins, right, way back?
That was before my time of working in a bowling alley.
Oh. Because I would think that would be dangerous. Now, do you ever work on the machines when people are bowling in the back?
Oh yeah, I can do minor adjustments as the people are bowling. I just stand on top of the machine and just touch what I have to do and get it done.
And do you ever get hit back there by a pin? Or?
Oh yeah, one day I got hit square right here in the head.
Oh.
A pin went flying out of the machine, hit me in the head. Another time I got hit in the back.
Oh, and those are wood pins?
Yeah, with plastic coatings on them.
Oof, boy. Now have the pins changed at all since you started? You started when you were 18, right?
Yeah, right. And they changed. Years ago, it was just like a wooden pin with a simple plastic coating. Now they got like a golf ball coating on them, and it's more tougher. They absorb more punishment. They last longer.
Okay. And now, Mr. Petrillo and Susie, do you guys bowl at all, or you? You
A hell of a question. Well, do we bowl?
My grandmother used to own a bowling alley.
We used to
Wow.
go, yeah,
Yeah, in Pittsburgh.
that's
Wow.
right.
And
We used to go bowling with a bunch of priests and rabbis. Maybe you heard of us, the Holy Rollers.
oh, okay. And
Pittsburgh, that's the Pittsburgh.
now, Mr. Newman, are there so there are bowling alleys all over the country that it's popular all around?
Oh yeah,
Pittsburgh?
definitely. But like in the New York area, itself in Manhattan and Queens, like bowling is coming to a downcline because there's not that many bowling alleys left, and the people really are not interested in it anymore.
Oh. Well,
You
I
know?
think you have the better job because I wouldn't want to be the guy that has to do the shoes. That's
Believe me, I started years ago. This was my first job in a bowling alley, giving out the shoes and checking coats.
ooh.
Then I started working on machines.
Yeah, because I never like having to wear the other people's shoes when I go to the alley.
Yeah, it can be kind of testy, kind of smelly.
And Ronald, do you bowl at all?
No, I haven't done any bowling since 1970.
Oh, okay. And
It's been a while since I picked up a bowling ball.
They want their shoes back, you know. You got to return them. I mean, you can't keep wearing them all over.
Mr. Link, do you bowl at all?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to keep moving on, Mr. Newman. We'd like you to stay with us, but we do have some other things to get to, and we'd like to now welcome a good friend of the program. Please, Mr. Leslie Holcomb. Okay. How you doing, Mr. Holcomb? Now, maybe if you can come over here, we had something special planned. Hello. And something special planned with Mr. Holcomb. Yeah, move that video that David wasn't nice and threw over there. And now we're going to play Twister. You remember the game Twister? And Leslie, you're going to play with Joey, right? And maybe I'll call the. Hello, Joey. Joey the monkey is here. Okay, Joey. Okay. And before we get started, Mr. Austin Velez is going to sing the Twister theme song for us. And please welcome the next Frank Sinatra. And all right, maybe you can sing this song, and then we'll get started.
Milton Bradley has a hot one, it's a twister. Spin the spinner and call the shots. Twister ties you up in a knot. It's Twister, yeah, Twister from MB.
Okay.
Yay, that was great.
Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna twist it and then call the shots, and then these two guys will play. Okay. So Leslie, you start with 1 foot there, and 1 foot there on the yellow and the blue. There you go. And Joey, you do the yellow and the blue on this side. There you go. Okay. Now we're gonna spin, and you both have to do this move. Right. Right foot red. Okay. Okay. Now stay right there. Now the first one who falls loses.
Hope he falls that way.
Okay. Left foot blue. Okay. And we'll try again. Leslie took your glasses off for this one, huh? Okay. Right foot green. Oh, that's a hard one. Okay. Oh, you're both doing great. All right, left foot yellow. That's an easy one. Okay. And, spin it. Hold on. Okay, left hand green. You gotta get down for that one. You have to touch it, Leslie. Okay. All right. Right foot green. All right. Don't cheat now, Leslie. Okay. No, you have to move it to another green. Another right. Okay. All right. And whoops! Oh boy, Joey lost. Okay, well, he's a good sport. All right, Leslie's the winner. Thank you.
I didn't do too good either. So.
All right, now Leslie, you bought some T-shirts.
Yes, something I've pretty much collected over the years.
Why don't you show those while I get back?
Okay, well,
Okay.
the first one here. That was my club I was once in. It was a Doctor Who club, similar to the USA. We just call ourselves Unit. It was, well, this one has been sewn up rather crudely. Now here's another one I found at a convention several months back. You can see this is a Star Trek shirt. Barely fits me. This one was found with some other materials that someone had just left after that scene just never came back, so I just made off with it.
Okay.
Now there should be about 2 or 3 here, which I picked up at a storefront downtown, which advertised their company for Living Planet. That's one of them. Here's the other 2. So look at that. Picked up those 3. I think about 9 cents each plus tax.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
there are 2 of them here saying UFOs are real, the Air Force doesn't exist. Kind of interesting since I picked up at another event. There's 2 of them, one a white one and the other a blue one.
Okay.
So that's them 2. Here's another one I found a couple of years ago. It says made in New York.
Oh.
So that's the story there.
All right. Well, that what a great
They
T-shirt.
send that to the Taiwanese.
Okay. And now, does anyone else on the panel like? I have to get the microphone.
Who do you have to know to get off the show?
Okay. Now, Mr. Petrillo, do you collect T-shirts at all?
Huh?
Do
You
you,
want to buy a
Suzy?
Sammy Petrillo t-shirt?
What have I?
Oh, oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there somewhere that people can get contact for those?
Yeah,
or-
the D train, D subway train. What's that line? We're usually there. The D train. you know.
Okay.
Yes,
The D, all
Going
right,
up to the Bronx.
The D train. Okay. And Ronald, do you like T-shirts?
I do not collect them and don't have any collection of T-shirts similar to what this gentleman has.
That's quite an impressive collection.
He collects bowling shoes.
Oh, okay. And all right. Well, we do have another guest we want to bring, if we might. And I'm over here because we have a special display to show, and we'd like to welcome wood sculptor Mr. Blakeman.
Yay! Yay!
Mr. Blakeman. And now you brought all your wood sculptures here. Well, not all of them. You have how many?
I have about 200 pieces here. I can show you about 20% of it.
Okay. Now, before we get to the wood sculptures, you do some impressions. You told me, and you do a Brezhnev impression.
Oh, no, I didn't prepare this.
Oh,
you know.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
It takes a while to get.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So now, maybe you can describe some of these pieces that you have brought with us.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to this smile. Do you like it? I would like to ask the cameraman to close it up as much as possible. Everything you can see today is the nature's work. I didn't do too much. Maybe 5 or 10%, not more than that.
Okay. So you say nature's work. So you just find these things like this?
Yes, I just cut them from a tree, from a bush, and it took me years, many years of communication with nature, and I would say scientific researches to create what you can see today.
So when you go
Okay.
to, like on a camping trip, you're always looking for these things.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
Wow. And are these from
I
all over
never-
the world, these things?
Yes, mostly here is from Sheepshead Bay. Look, this elephant grew up on an ordinary tree, mulberry tree, on Sheepshead Bay.
Oh, that's an elephant, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What a country.
Okay.
Okay, this dog, it's only one piece. I didn't use glue. This is a dog. I just put here the little ears.
Wow.
This camel, the head of this camel was waiting for its body about 1.5 years.
Wow.
Then when I finally found the body, I put them together with glue, and you have this. Look how much is given by nature. The wrinkles, the details, everything in the chewing.
Very
pen,
nice. Yes.
And I know that our time is limited, but I would like to show my best. First of all, look how much is given here.
You get the big one up there?
The eye.
The
What,
eye?
maybe I'll bring it.
Oh, that's a good idea, Mr. Blakeman.
Mhm.
There you go.
Look at this.
Look at that.
This is what can make news.
Wow. And what is that now, Mr. Blakeman?
Okay,
That is
I don't know. I don't even ask myself who is it. It's a creature from our fantasy.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And, all right.
What else? I like this. One of the best. Here, take a look, please. This.
These should all be in a museum somewhere, Mr. Blakeman, I think.
I display. First of all, it was in Brooklyn Museum. I showed, and also it was Brooklyn College.
Okay.
I displayed. I have a contract with the Board of Education, which gives me the right to display my work in all schools of the state of New York. More than 1,000 schools.
Okay, well, Mr. Blakeman, maybe you can have a seat, and we can get back because we do have to bring out our dancing monkey, Joey. So maybe if you can just grab a seat over here, and we can. Yeah, or if you'd like to bring one with you, please do, Mr. Blakeman. And okay, everything's working out all right. And just move it back over there.
Oh.
Hey, you okay?
You okay, Frank?
You okay, Frank?
Idiot.
Shouldn't have put the tree. No, not yet, Joey. I'm okay. Put the tree over there. Okay. All right. Everything's under control. Oh, everything's okay now. We have to bring out, our dancing monkey. Joey the monkey, and he's going to dance for us now. Okay, thank you, Joey. Oh, the new shoes Joey has. Very nice, Joey. Maybe you could play Twister again and win next time, right? Okay, all right. And we have to wrap up, but we want to thank everyone for
Can I put a plug in
joining
before
us.
we wrap up?
Oh, please.
Susie and I are going to be appearing in a little theater called Elaine's Party Palace in Riverdale. Soon they're going to have shows every day of the week. Here are the people that are going to be in it with us. Go ahead.
Kristen Kostur,
Kristen Kosher, right?
David and Elsie Terrell.
David and Elise Terrell.
Okay.
Elaine.
Wrap it up, Rob.
Okay, we got to
Terrell
wrap.
and Tamara Gardner.
Okay, well, we want to thank all our guests and Mr. Newman and, of course, Ronald Held and everybody, Mr. Blakeman and, and John Link and Leslie. Thank you all. And thanks for watching Beyond Vaudeville.
Yay! Yay!